The highest paying work from home jobs are the ones that nobody is doing but have a very high demand. In other words, the ones that nobody has heard of. Most of these jobs are online jobs because the world is moving online and because, well, let's face it, online jobs are kind of the only ones that you can truly do from home. And so this list is going to focus on those jobs. Now, before we go on, I have to say that all the jobs listed are jobs that I have experience with myself. Or, at the very least, I know somebody who is doing that job at this moment. And that is kind of, by the way, also necessary for some of these jobs to even know that they exist. Now, take in mind as well that when we're going through this list, if the first jobs don't really appeal to you, the last ones or the middle ones might be a perfect fit. And so just keep on watching. I'm sure that there's going to be something in it for you. Now, that said, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Dries, that is truly amazing. I cannot wait to go through this list. And thanks for all the work that you've put in. Is there anything, anything at all, that I can do for you?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, because there's one thing that you can do, and that is to ace the like button on this video, hitting it hard, because that would help out a lot with the algorithm, so thanks a lot. Now that said, let's dive in right away. Now the first job is being a content distributor. Now this is a name that I kind of invented because it's a new job. I don't think it has a official name yet or something. Anyway, in this job you will be taking existing content from businesses and then repurposing it on other social media pages. Let me give you an example. For example, let's take a YouTube channel with 200,000 subscribers. They have a lot of YouTube videos, they have also other social media platforms, but they don't really spend enough time on those other social media platforms, which is most channels actually. And so what you're then going to do is you're going to take those videos, those 10-minute long videos, and cut them into 10 to 15 second long Instagram posts or TikTok posts. Or you're going to take that 10-minute long YouTube video and you're going to transform it into a blog post. And so you're repurposing existing content there. Now, I know a lot of YouTubers, and I can promise you that most of them want to do more of this, but just don't find the time to do so. And so if you're ever dreamed of working for your favorite YouTuber, this job is probably the best chance you have of actually doing so. And with this job, you can make around, or expect to make, somewhere in between $20 to $50 an hour. The next job doesn't have a name yet as well. Let's call it DropJob, because it's kind of drop shipping, but with jobs really. And so it's retail arbitrage with people instead of products. Now here's what you're going to do. First, you choose a freelance job. Let's say web development, for example. And then you will list your service, your freelance service web development, on these various platforms like Fiverr and all of that stuff. And you will search for people who are searching for web development freelancers. Then you will sell your service for, let's say, $800 and for a particular project. And then afterwards, you find people who can do that project, who can actually do it for $400 or $500. And the difference you take as a profit. Now you might think that this is a little bit unfair, but actually it isn't if you think about it, because working with freelance is very stressful. You never really know what quality you are going to get. And so the value that you bring in this job is less stress, quality control, and a better customer service overall than freelancers traditionally provide. Now this is actually a very powerful job for creatives, because creatives don't need better art skills. They need better sales skills. And in this job, you will learn sales, you will learn trading, you will learn customer service and how to work on strict time schedules. On top of that, you will go away from the 9 to 5 exchanging your time for money mentality, and you will get paid for your results. I know people who get or who make over $10,000 a month by doing this. The third job on this list is probably the easiest one of them all, and is liking this video. So let's celebrate this amazing work from home job, our newfound life's goal really of becoming a YouTube video liker. I mean, these things really help out with the algorithm, so thanks a lot. The fourth job is a job in the social media space. Now everybody knows social media, but what you don't know is a different, or probably don't know, are the different jobs that are opening up. More and more businesses are moving online, which means more job opportunities, more scarcity, and in result kind of higher paychecks. social media manager is one of those jobs. And in this job, you will basically do what you always do, what you already do on social media. Reply to comments, reply to DMs of potential customers, posting content, filtering out inappropriate comments, stuff like that. And the reason businesses don't want to do this or need this is because they simply don't have enough time to do these things. But they are also aware of the underpriced attention on social media at this moment, and so they kind of want to do that, resulting in a job where you can get $10 to $40 an hour depending on which company you work for. And if you want to get a higher pay, you can get some editing skills, copywriting skills, and also write down captions and stuff like that. And then you usually can get paid more as well. Now, the next job is probably not a job in the traditional sense. And it's also something that you've heard before, but the image you have of it is probably not 100% correct. The reason I had to include it is because it's most definitely the most lucrative job on this list. We are talking about online courses. Now, important to mention is that we're not talking about $1 million online courses. We're not talking about getting rich quick schemes or anything like that. You don't have to make those things. They are kind of crap. And what you should be making is just an honest course. If you were fat and you figured out how to become fit and healthy, people will want to learn how you did that. If you were depressed and now you're super happy, then people will probably want to learn how you did that. If you're 17 and your life still has to start, then people will not want to learn how you did that. And making a course is probably not something for you. If this is something for you, then please don't make the enormous mistake that I made with my first online course. The first one I made was on Udemy about grant writing, a topic with a lot of demand, an ideal topic that I know a lot of stuff about. I won a dozen awards, grants, opportunities with my grant writing skills, including getting exhibitions in some famous museums like the Coda Museum in the Netherlands. And so the information that I provided in this course is extremely good. But, and here's the big but, in that course, I come over as a super insecure, pretentious baby that is scared to stand in front of the camera. Why? Because it was my first course. I didn't have any camera skills or I wasn't comfortable. And because of that, the course never really did that well. And so it's not only about the information that you know, it's also your presentation skills that will matter. So here's what I would do instead. First, post 50 videos, 10-minute long videos, not 5-second long TikToks. No, 10-minute long videos about your topic on YouTube to get comfortable. If you look at, for example, my first videos on YouTube, which I, by the way, didn't erase like most YouTubers do, you will see a very awkward Dries that is uncomfortable in front of the camera. You don't want to be that guy in your first course. You want to be that guy in your first YouTube videos. If creating a course sounds too business savvy, but you kind of like the teaching aspect of it, then the next job is going to be a perfect fit for you, becoming a public speaker. Now, I'm definitely aware of the fact that you've heard of this job before. What you didn't heard of is how easy it is to become one. Ideally, you want to be an expert in a particular topic that is featured in famous magazines like Vice, New York Times, The Guardian, stuff like that. And then pitch your service as an expert who is featured in famous magazines to people who organize conferences, and hopefully they will hire you. Now, you might think that this takes decades, that it takes decades for a journalist of famous magazines to write about you, but that is not true. It will take a couple of weeks max. Let me explain you how. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go towards journalists that are writing about your topic of expertise, and you are going to offer them value. You are going to offer them help with their articles. Whenever they need advice, they can come to you. So you basically offer your consulting service for free. As a result of that, when they need you, they will contact you for advice and they will put that in their article. This expert, insert your name, this expert said blah, 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 blah. And so they will quote you in their articles. And then as a result of that, you can put on your website, expert in blah, 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 as seen in New York Times, Vice, whatever magazine of your choosing that featured you. And if you play it smart, you can then use that to get paid speaking engagements. And so that's really it. It's that simple. Now let's say that the previous ones, public speaking, online courses, that it sounds like something you want to do. You really want to do that. You like the teaching aspect of it. You like the speaking aspect of it. But it's too extreme. It's too big of a step. You just don't have the guts yet to jump in or whatever it is. Then we all seen some motivational video from even Carnegie, and we know that we shouldn't just give up on our dreams in that scenario. We should take small steps towards it. And that is where this job comes in. Job of an online teacher. There are a lot of platforms, online websites, where you can list your service as an online teacher, and then they do all the hard work for you. They find the students, they do the website, they do the customer complaints, everything for you, and you can take that small step and go in that direction. I'm gonna list them right here, so you can just check out whichever website that you prefer. Now we are getting close to the good ones, so stick with me. The next one is a YouTube manager. Now, as a YouTube manager, you will have to edit thumbnails, you will have to think about alternative titles for videos, you will have to communicate with video editors, you will have to write descriptions, and of course, post YouTube videos on YouTube. Now, the reason these jobs are so powerful is because the turnover rate on these jobs are so high. Most people who are doing these jobs end up leaving their job and starting their own YouTube channel. And so these jobs are really in demand continuously. If you start searching for a job like this, you're gonna have a job in a matter of days. And because it's so scarce and the turnover rate, it's also fairly good pay. You can expect somewhere in between $15 to $60 an hour for doing this. And again, this is just posting stuff on YouTube, really. I mean, that is an insanely high pay for just posting stuff on YouTube. Now, the 9th job on this list is writing blogs. You don't have to be a blogger in order to write blogs. You can just get paid writing blogs without owning a blog and having to deal with the hassle of marketing, of designing a website and all of that stuff. Now, there are a lot of websites that list jobs, writing jobs that you can apply for. I will list them over here. And the thing is, usually you will get paid 3 cents to $5 per word. Now, $5 is extreme. That's very high. That's only going to be the case for copywriting jobs oriented towards sales, like landing pages, stuff like that. Now, if you are going to write blogs, it's going to be closer towards the 3 cents per word. But here is where it becomes interesting. If we are going to calculate how much you could potentially make with this job. Now, first of all, if you want to do a writing job, you will have to learn how to write very fast. I can write at 100 words per minute, which is about 2.5 times faster than the average person. And I can write, therefore, easily 10 quality pages a day. And so 10 pages equals about 8,900 words. So 8,900 words in the low estimate of 3 cents per word would be $266 a day. Now, 266, you also have to take into account that you have to communicate with the blog owner, find jobs, change stuff. So the number will probably be closer at $230 a day at the low estimate. $230. If you would work 26 days a month, then you would be making $5,980 every single month at the lowest estimate. I mean, I know people who can write faster than I do at 130, 140 words per minute, who get paid more cents per word and who are making more than 10K a month writing blogs, writing articles for other people. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Wow, Dries, what, 2.5 times faster than the average person? That's insane. Do you think that I could learn that, please? Please?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Of course you can learn it. Everybody can learn it. This is super easy. It's just practice. If you practice 1 minute a day, you will be able to do this. What I would recommend is use 10fastfingers.com. This is not a sponsored thing. I just like them because they use the most common words in whatever language you want to practice on. And so you are practicing real words that you will have to use often with that website. Learning how to type faster is probably one of the most important, if not the most important thing you can do in order to become more productive and a better person in general. I strongly believe that typing fast in the 21st century is what reading was in the 19th century. If you type as much as I do, and you do the math, you could literally be saving years of your life. Let's do that. If you would type, let's say, 2 days a week for 52 weeks a year for 40 years straight, then you would be typing then you would be typing 4,160 days. Now, if you type 2.5 times slower, that would be 40% of that. 40% of that would equal 1,664, 46, whatever that means, days. So that means that you would, 4,160 minus 1,664 equals 2,496 days. So you will be saving 2,496 days. That is 7 years. That is approximately 7 years. I mean, this is insane what you can save by just learning how to type faster. 1 minute a day or 2 minutes a day for a couple of months could be saving you 7 years of your life. That is, you could be going and travel the world for 2 years and have 5 years in change over. This fact alone is worth so much of your time, way more than the entire duration of this video. Way more than it would take you to like this video. I mean, in the end, there's a 1 out of 365 chance that today is my birthday. And you could be giving me that like button blue as a birthday present. Thank you very much. Now, the 10th one on this list is probably the least sexy one out there, but I have to say it because it could potentially save you a lot of time. Here's the thing. The current job that you have has a boss. Chances are that during the whole COVID thing, this boss had to think about how to transform their workforce into a remote workforce in the future. Because this might not be the only virus that we will be facing. And so you have to think about those things. In other words, chances are that if you ask your current boss to work from home or partially start working from home, chances are they're going to say yes. And so if that's the only thing you need, a little bit of change, you can just ask. If, however, you're already working in the creative industries and you're not satisfied with the current wage, then I would suggest to think about new ways of making money with your art as an artist. In that case, watch my other video, 14 ways to make money with art as an artist. My name is Dries Ketels and I'm a full-time artist who on this channel teaches artists everything they need to know about the business side of their practice. So if you're interested in that, I will see you again sometime. Ciao, ciao.